Hey there, thanks for joining me today for Fellowship in the Word. I hope you're having a good week so far. I want you to look with me here today at 1 Kings chapter number 19. And I was reading through this the other day, and boy, it really stuck out to me. But you know the story, I'm sure, that Elijah is just come off of Mount Carmel in chapter 18 with a great victory over the prophets of Baal. And now he's got news that Jezebel is out for his head. She's put a bounty on his head, and he's literally running for his life. And he goes out, you know, he's tired, he's literally just out of it. And the Lord tells him to take some time and rest and eat, and he provides all of that. And then he says in verse number 9, "And he came thither unto a cave and lodged there, and behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said unto him, What doest thou here, Elijah? He said, I've been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, for the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, and thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword, and I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And he said, Go forth, stand upon the mount before the Lord, and behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains, and brake in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind, and after the wind the earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. And it was so, when it was so, Elijah heard it. He wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood in the entering in of the cave. Behold, there came a voice unto him and said, What doest thou here, Elijah? I read that and I thought about that. You know, sometimes we all go through periods where we just want to go and hide in a cave. Things come at us, difficulties come, pressures of life come, stresses come, family comes, all the things that happen in life. And if you're like me, sometimes you just want to go and maybe hide in a cave somewhere. And in those moments, notice what God says to him. Elijah's in the cave. He's cool. He's comfortable. And in those moments, God says, don't hide. What's he say? Go and stand on the mount. Go and stand. Can I encourage you today, my friend, when you're going through a cave experience, if you will, that you go and you stand and you be faithful to God. And you stand and you do what God's asked you to do. A couple things I thought about a cave. You know, a cave is cool. You ever been in a cave before? Giant caves we've gone and visited, and they're fascinating, aren't they? But they're cool, really cool. The temperature, very cool. They're contained. Some people like containment, right? They're comforting. They're very comforting. Can I say also they're critic-free? I like that. There's no one around. You're in your cave. There's no one there to criticize you. There's no one there to pick on you. But let me say something that becomes very claustrophobic. Very claustrophobic. God's not created us for that type of atmosphere. He's created you and I as a child of God to what? Go and stand on the mount and be strong for Him. And we see that. Can I also say some things, though? When you're in a cave, you get pretty bad reception. You ever been in a cave before? We went and visited a cave a while back, and your cell phone reception goes zip, tanks, doesn't it? No reception. When you're in a cave like that, remember something. You're going to get bad reception. You're not going to hear God like you're supposed to be hearing Him. You're not going to be available to Him like you're supposed to be. And what does God say? Come out of the cave and stand, and then what? Listen to the still small voice. You're going to hear it. You're going to have good reception. You have reception. And we'd be deceived when we go into a cave sometimes. We think about, well, we're comfortable. There's no critics around. I'm where I want to be right now. But God says, don't cower in the corner. Go and stand. Go and do. You can get up tomorrow and take one more step. You can get up tomorrow and go one more mile, if you will, because of God, because of Him, because of Him. And so thinking about that, when we're in a cave, we can be discouraged. God calls us to stand on the mount before Him. Say, God, I want to do what you want me to do. Now, in our story, you know this. Elijah comes and he says, Lord, there's no one left but me. No one left but me, basically. And God says, no, that's not true. That's not true. I have a group set aside. I have a group that have not bowed the knee, 7,000, verse 18, 7,000, not bowed the knee to Baal. You and I, if we're not careful, the adversary tries to get us to feel lonely, doesn't he? You're the only one standing for Christ. You're the only one wholesome in your marriage. You're the only one raising your kids, investing the time. Why is it? It's not worth it. No, God has people around you serving Christ. So I just wanted to encourage you with that today. Hey, you have a cave experience recently. Don't stand there, stay in the cave where it's maybe comfortable and critic-free. It's nice and cool. No, come out of it and stand for Christ and do what He's asked you to do. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. You'll get some good reception and hear what God has for your life. And other people are watching, you know that, and they're looking for people to lead. I hope that was a blessing to you. Stay faithful, my friends. We're praying for you. Hopefully we'll see you here next week. God bless you.